amendment is to exempt middle-income families from the provision in the chairman's bill that applies the individual tax penalty for failure to have health insurance. My amendment is very simple and straightforward. The provision in the original mark was at page 29. It says the consequence for not maintaining insurance would be an excise tax. Repeat that. The consequence for not maintaining insurance would be an excise tax, not a fee, a tax. It goes on to explain how much that tax would be. That statement should have put to rest any claims that this is not a tax increase. And just to be clear, my amendment is focused on this tax, whether you call it a fine or fee or penalty or a charge or any other way to describe picking the pocket of hardworking Americans. You've seen a version of this before when I offered my amendment to the budget resolution and the entire Senate voted for it. My amendment today similarly says the families making less than $250,000 per year and individuals making less than $200,000 should be exempt or should be carved out of this individual mandate excise tax. Does this sound familiar? Let's review where the president is on this issue. Let me quote from the president. He said, but let me be perfectly clear. If your family earns less than $250,000 a year, you will not see your taxes increase a single dime. I repeat, not one single dime. Close quote. My amendment to the budget resolution, I know my colleague Senator Conrad will recall, stated it shall not be in order in the Senate to consider any bill, resolution, amendment between houses, motion, or conference report that includes the federal tax increase which would have widespread applicability or on middle-income taxpayers. That provision was adopted by a recorded vote of 98-0. And it is a shame that unfortunately that provision was dropped in conference. If my budget resolution amendment had remained, then we wouldn't have to consider my committee healthcare amendment today. Indeed, we wouldn't have the present bill in front of us at all, and maybe middle-income families would not be as apprehensive about next year's tax bill as they watch congressional debate on this legislation. And despite the lip service that my colleagues make toward following that policy of not raising taxes on middle-income families, we continue to see legislative proposals that do just that.